that came gonna trip me up. Yeah.
Great Rod isn't, y'all. Great Rod isn't. Come on for the walk. Or get your chair for your chair exercise. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Get your mats if you're going to stretch for this half hour. Weights. If you're going to do your weights, you know we do our 8-minute, 8-pound weights. We do 10. I've been looking at the videos and I'm coming up too high. I shouldn't come up that high. So, so get your weights. Jump on your bike. Or start your treadmill. Because when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Yes. The song. I'm walking, trying to save my feet and toes. Written and performed by yours truly. Featuring the great international 7-string guitarist, Ron Jackson. I'm so excited. June 13th. The start of Juneteenth. Now that's why it's called Juneteenth. Now this penal colony wardens, they gave it 18th or 19th. I just know it's the 10th. So that's 7 days. So I've always incognito celebrated it. That's like incognito. But now, for the past few years, and it's on video, we celebrate it openly now. Not like in enslavement days where they had to read and sing into a bucket so they couldn't be heard. Well, I was like that. Yes, I'm walking, trying to save my feet and toes. It'll be on CD, baby. Now, I never asked y'all for nothing. Y'all ain't never gave nothing. So I think there's only a few of you. But the few that are waking up with me and coming on the walk, y'all get the CD. I mean, not CD. It's just like the single. Y'all get the single. Go to CD, baby. It should be on other platforms, but I don't know. Because I love listening to it before I come down here for the walk. Because I need that hype. And I'm not doing it to be... I never worked out or ice skated for anything other, as I tell people, staying alive. I know y'all want... Oh, I forgot. We go into the dump after this walk. Let me slow this roll. It always encourages me. It lifts me up. It reminds me what I'm doing this for. Why am I waking up? Why am I walking? Not just, I know for some of y'all, pretty figure or waist and all that kind of stuff. Even when I was younger, I didn't do it for that. Staying alive. That's all I've ever done it for. And now at this point, and walking, everything has sugar in it. So I'm walking to save my feet and toes. And from walking, that helps me diet. This helps me. This helps me change what I eat and take in my body. This walking helps me make sure my supplements are up. And this walking makes sure that I get my rest. So I love it. I love it. So, all right, let's start the thing. So the ancestors, woo, I'm so glad they let me get CD Baby out. Okay, so we was vibing, and I said to the ancestors, I said, they can't accept that they're hating us for something our ancestors did 600 years ago to the King of England and Europe and all that, Spain, Portugal, France. And this is a penal colony. And I said, but it's so hard for them, Hatfields and McCoys, the ignorant people, to really put it together. So they said, all right, yeah, y'all come with me, because I went along with the ancestors. They said, all right, now we look at everything. When we're looking at the whole of the penal colony, we have to look at the prison, the brick and mortar prison. I said, okay. So they said, there's prisoners. It's changed now. But it used to be when an inmate was let out of the brick and mortar prison for crimes committed, so he's a criminal and he was an inmate, and he's free from the brick and mortar prison. They used to just put him outside the gate. Some places had a bus to come pick him up and get him from in front of the penitentiary, but they used to just dump him in the nearest city. Now, they found out by doing this recidivism, I hope that's the word, where they just come back to jail, was high. But it was supposed to be high. It was supposed to be. That's why they were let out with nothing. But they come out, terrorize the community because they got no money. They got no way to get no job. They can't even leave that town if they were visiting and got arrested. They can't even leave. So they terrorize, they rob. And I said to the ancestors, okay, I got you. I got that. And they said, okay, now bring it back to the penal colony. I said, okay. They said, we were left, and when Emancipation Proclamation came, they just said you're free. Our ancestors were never trained there were some who were trained to do certain trades, like blacksmith, seamstress, different things, but not too many of them, because the overseers and the wardens were afraid that they would run off. So it was like law. You couldn't teach them. If you were caught teaching our ancestors any kind of trade, any kind of doing anything. Now, there were some that taught them because they wanted to make money off of them. But let's go back to the point. So, Emancipation Proclamation comes, and they say you're free. All they had was the rags that they had on their back. All the wardens across this penal colony put it out, don't hire them. Don't hire the newly freed enslaved people on this penal colony. Do not hire them. That way, they'll break the law, and instead of being enslaved on a compound, they will be put in prison and doing free labor for breaking the law. So, that's how we became the violent, desperate people that these ignorant Hatfields and McCoys are hating now. They don't see that it was by design. They see none of this. Well, they're good. But that was how it was. So then, when they worked it out, found ways to grow stuff, because they were So they found ways to survive, as they always have. And they grouped together, and they built their houses, and they did their own farming, and they were finally able to get cattle. It was hard. You had to find some white person that was compassionate to go to buy your cattle and hope that he bring it back to you and don't steal your money. But that's what they did. And then, unlike the newly freed prisoner, the freed, our ancestors who were enslaved, when they was freed and they got themselves together, the ignorant Hatfields and McCoys, they came, they burned down their towns, they burnt their crops, they stole and killed their cattle, and they had nothing. And then, when the newly freed and enslaved, they done build up generations gone by, they say, you know, y'all stealing from us, y'all taking everything from us. Instantly thrown in jail, because the premise of this penal colony is free labor. Free labor. So that's why the rumors, don't hire no black people, they this, they that, they this. Those ignorant Hatfields and McCoys. Because they want free labor. So then when you wouldn't hire our ancestors, and they found ways of making it and surviving, you attacked them. You attacked them and destroyed everything they have, this penal colonies, these wardens. Because they don't want them free. They want them in jail working for free, not walking in the penal colony, but in the brick and mortar prison. Who do you think gonna pick those fruits that they said ran the South Americans out on? Prisoners. They've been doing it. Who you think gonna build those houses and stuff that now the South Americans have been, as they call being what? Prisoners. That's who. Who you think you made these roadways and the whole railroad system? Now y'all can go with the lie or you can hand with the truth, because you can look it up. They call them chain gangs. Stop playing with yourself. That's who did it. So, I said, ancestors, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And I'm so glad that I warned my daughter, not in those direct terms, but I warned her to let her know that that is stacked against you here. I didn't come out and say penal colony because it was very hard. It's very hard for me to think that these ignorant ass white people is hating on us for something our ancestors did over 600 years ago to the King of England, that these Americans say, we separated from them. Fourth of you lying, low-life, dumbass bastards is coming up. 4th of July, lying bastards is coming up. Because if you were free from the king, you would have freed our enslaved ancestors, or at that time in prison, because the king was there. When the king left, it became enslaved, because you kept us and we had nothing. We didn't do nothing to America. But it's not America, it's a penal colony. And on the penal colony, we are blood and born inmate criminals, guilty because our ancestors attacked the King of England over 600 years ago. So don't tell me about these people on this penal colony and there being advancement and so smart and so this. You hate the people and you don't even know what the hell you hate them for. And if you looked and found out, you'd find some damn shame. And give us our reparations and let us get on with our lives and stop fucking with us. Anyway, I gotta go to the dump. You know, the ancestors said we gave you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to talk about you. But now you talk about African American issues, and they are right. Hey, let's get some water and stuff. Save your toes and feet. Because when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me. And save y'all, yeah. Let's wrap this up. Cut me up until I'm just a nose. So, let's finish up this walk. Yeah, so y'all need to stop with this gun violence, especially African American legislative wardens. Every time y'all have gotten up and spoken against gun violence, it has not worked well for you. Now you say to yourself, one got kicked out, this, that. Now you say to yourself, why? Well, because the guns are there for us. They've been dropping guns to these gangs in our communities and stuff since my mother and father. I'm 65. They would say the same thing. And I've seen it. It was clearer than a bell during the orange shit stain rule. The orange shit stain warden. The worst warden, don't know. You had the Warden Reagan. He was horrible. Warden Bush, horrible. Basically, they're all horrible because they're wardens. Hey, thanks for coming on the walk. Because they're wardens. I can't see what is happening. Hey, Laverne. So, they drop guns. So then they can't stop gun violence. Because if not, what are they going to put us in jail on? How are they going to still get their free labor? I can't read it. I'll read it afterwards. Good one. Oh, thanks. That's Laverne. I'll read it as soon as I finish. See, I'm far away from the camera, y'all, so you have to see my feet. But I'm glad to have you on the walk, Laverne. So, they drop guns. And they always do it. They come in, they start little rumors in the neighborhood. This one came and told the police that. This one came and they said, you gonna let them get away with it? And they said, no, we ain't gonna let them get away with it. And then they drop the guns. They can't go to gun shows. Maybe now they do. I wouldn't go to a gun show. Not with them hillbillies up in there. Them ignorant people that's hating me for a king that they said they got rid of. The level of stupidity is too deep. I won't be around them with no guns. So, you don't see us at gun shows. You don't see the kids going to gun shows. White kids get there when they do their mass shooting and shit. They get theirs from gun shows. Our kids get their guns from police. Okay, let's take it back to the brick and mortar prison. Let's go back inside the brick and mortar prison. How does drugs get in? Correctional officers. How does alcohol get in? Correctional officers. How do cell phones get in? Correctional officers. Now, let's leave the brick and mortar prison and come back into the penal colony. How do these young gang people get guns? Patty rollers. As I said, during the orange shit stain warden's rule of terror, all that's going on, white people walking around with AK-47s, giving us the old evil stink eye. We voting, and the Hatfields and McCoys walking around with AK-47s on their back, giving us a stink eye. And nothing. Then you hear Chicago someplace, them gangs is shooting up each other like crazy. There's black kids shooting up, black kids shooting black kids shooting. I said to myself, why y'all ain't down there with them folks with the AK-47s? I was perplexed. They had so many guns, they said. The gang people shooting up each other, killing each other, quite a few of them. But maybe a few miles away, there's white people walking around with AK-47 threatening and menacing us. I said, wait a minute. If we had that kind of gun power, why wouldn't we take care of the AK-47 people? And then the ancestor said, oh boy, Vicki. They dropped those guns there because this is a penal colony, and they were saying no matter what the innocent white people is doing, it's still not as bad as the born in blood, inmate criminal, African American on this penal colony. And then it became about Chicago and gangs. So then they started, the patty rollers started dropping guns in Washington. And then all of a sudden the gangs were shooting each other up. So no matter what was going on, no matter what orange shit stain and his military shit was doing, didn't matter. Let's focus on the games. And then anywhere they could drop it. Georgia, Patty Rollers dropped some more guns. And then it wasn't about Black Lives Matter, because how can it Black Lives Matter? Y'all shooting each other up. But the Patty Rollers dropped the guns. So, to start off with how we start the second session, stop your bullshit about gun, whatever you're talking about, gun deterrent, gun. Stop it. You're ignorant. You're on a penal colony where prisons and inmates in the prison is more important than any life on this penal colony. Stop your bullshit. Y'all kids go and get the guns from the closets in the basements. Our kids have guns dropped off to them. And we couldn't stop it. That's why when the black legislators get up, they cut their asses up. Those legislative wardens, they cut their asses up the minute they stand up and start talking about gun violence. They're saying, listen here, we ain't never gonna stop dropping them guns in them communities. Never. Move on to something else. Move on to something else. This is a penal colony. Yeah, we grow oranges, sell them, we have soybeans, we sell them all over. But the main commodity is free labor. Damn. Guns. What did I see? Some funeral. And the kids had their guns dropped. They had so many guns dropped. So they must have been wanting the Patty Rollers and the wardens of that state must have been wanting something. Maybe they was low on prisoners. Maybe there was a project coming up and they needed more prisoners. But 2 people was killed. A lot of people injured. They're going to arrest a whole lot of young people. There'll be about 20 young people thrown in jail for a long time. That's free labor. They don't care about the 2 that was killed or the 3 or the 5 wounded. This is a penal colony. They don't care about none of that shit. Stop it. They're going to have about 20 inmates that they can move out there to the Midwest to help their populations and their numbers so they can get their government money. Oh. Stop it. Guns are here to stay. This is a penal colony. They will continue to drop guns in the African American neighborhoods to fill up them jails for free labor. White people, you decide. Y'all, if one of y'all houses catch on fire, y'all can blow up the whole fucking neighborhood. Y'all got so much ammunition in y'all house. Dummies talking about Armageddon. You on a fucking penal colony and you can't see that. How the hell you gonna see Armageddon? One of the ancestors vibed out me. I was like, we going to the dump. And they was like, no, you gonna get this message out. Whoo, child. So stop it. White people, just keep your guns away from them. Y'all got the guns at the gun show. Just don't sell it to them. We don't have that freedom. The Patty Rollers drop the guns off to our kids. They come, they show them, they give them discount rates. Because they know that one gun may wind up 2 dead, but about 10 gonna be in prison. Look at the odds. 10 freed laborers. And they'll make sure to put them in there for life. And I'm not mad, I'm just happy I understand. Like a lot of my ancestors and friends died. And they was like, what's going on, Vicki? Why they do us like that? When we gonna get right? It's a penal colony. And your ancestors wanted by the King of England over 600 years ago. They hate you for a fucking king. They say they hate. You did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about you. Everything about you is right. It's just the most dumbest, ignorant. Let's do 10. Not up nor down. Tuck in your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one split one. I have PTSD from these ignorant folks making my life a living hell because of a fucking king of goddamn England. Tuck in your elbows. Not up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You put them out. You said, oh, you're no longer a slave. Get out. You didn't give them money. You didn't give them clothes. You didn't give them food. You gave them nothing. And they never did a fucking thing to you. Burn, ancestors. Burn and burn and burn her. Because when my matter and energy separate, I'm going to become a blaze myself. This body's holding, this matter is holding a lot of energy. A lot of energy. That once loose, gonna burn worse than those Canadian fires. I'm sorry they did that to your ancestors. And they didn't even know till they was dead. And I know they must say, what? What king? Ain't no king. No, it's a lot of ignorant people. Hatfields and McCoy. That's why they like the classical music. They always want to say, we're connected. Look at the Chris Lee Knows Best. That's them Hatfield and McCoy ignorant ass people. You know, they always want to be connected to England. Oh. Anyway, I was cut short on that one. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Subscribe. I'm walking, trying to save my feet and toes. Written and sung by me, featuring Ron Jackson on guitar. Comes out June 13th. Okay, hey Lorraine. Oh, thank you. GM to you too. Work it out. Yes, girl, you know I am. You know I am. When my man and energy separate, we gonna know stuff. We ain't gonna be like, oh, why they did it to us? Oh, no, I totally know. This is a penal colony, and that's just the way it is on the penal colony. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. See you Monday. Have a good weekend.